I think I found some guns. Ah! Damn it. All right, I'm going for first this time. Oh no. Terrorizing the city.
You suck, bro.
You suck, Johnny. Ah! Got shot in the limb. Place 34th, not 35th. Let's get to work. What's going on, YouTube? Vick Almighty here, about to customize these all white vans into a Fortnite theme. You heard it right, Fortnite. It's gonna be freaking awesome. This shoe's gonna have a lot of color, a lot of artwork. There's gonna be a lot going on in this shoe. I'm gonna keep this intro short because there's gonna be a lot of work involved. Before we get started with this custom, I just wanna say, happy birthday, Fortnite. This one's for you. Let's get started. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is get rid of this white shoelace real quick. The second thing we're gonna do is pop in our Reshoevn8r adjustable shoe tree. All right, now the next thing we're gonna do is tape off the entire sole because we're not gonna do any painting on that area. We got the soles taped up. I got ahead of myself though and started taping up the uppers. On this shoe, we're gonna work in pieces. We'll start off by section 1. So what I'm doing right now is taping off everything around section 1 so we could start painting. The first thing we're gonna do is lay down this Fortnite stencil right across this area right here. Once it's laid down, we're gonna spray a gradient. All right, so that's placement for the Fortnite. As you can see, using the transfer paper, we're able to grab the stencil and lay it down on the canvas material. Now, we're gonna have to remove the transfer paper in order to just have the stencil on the shoe. What we do next, using an airbrush, we're gonna lay down these two colors. A light coat of this tealish, bluish color. It's a really light color. It's gonna go on the bottom portion of this area. Then we got this pinkish red color that's gonna go on the top portion of the area. It'll be a nice gradient. You guys will see the letters are gonna stay white. You guys will see it in just a bit. All right, teal's laid down. Now we're gonna move on to the second color. We're gonna spray it from the top portion and down to create a cool gradient effect. All right guys, check that out. See how freaking nice that looks. Has a retro look to it. You know, it kind of looks like Miami as well. Miami Vice colors. I love it though, it looks pretty sick. That's it for this panel. This panel was the easiest one. The rest of them are gonna be pretty tricky, so I wanted to get the easiest one out the way first. So now we're gonna remove the tape off the uppers so we can do the exact same taping on this side. The first thing we're gonna lay down a yellow goldish color. After that color is laid down, we're gonna lay down a darker goldish color around the edges of the entire thing. Once both of those colors are laid down, we're gonna lay down the stencil and you guys will see what it is. We got a darker yellow around laid down as well. Now the next step we're gonna lay down to is laying down the next stencil, which is our scar gun. From what I hear, this gun's pretty badass, so you know, of course I had to incorporate on the shoe. So it's two parts. This is the second part, this is the first part. We're gonna lay down the first part first. It's already on transfer paper. Pretty much what I gotta do is just line it up nicely on this side, make sure it's straight, and we'll go from there. All right guys, second stencil's laid down, taped around as well. I think I lined it up perfectly. We'll find out right now. Alright guys, so this is where we're at with the gun. As you can see, I added a lot more detail to the gun. It wasn't too tough, it was just time consuming. I used a little detail brush to go in and add the little line work, the dots, the gray, the brown. You know, made the gun a little bit more realistic than how it was. Looks pretty good. There's still some more detail involved on this whole panel. I still have to add a SCAR logo that goes right there. As you can see, it'll be placed right there. But for now, we're gonna, you know, jump back to this area. Since I haven't done much work over here or over here. So on this side, we're gonna be applying the #1 Victory Royale stencil. Once we lay it down, we're gonna add a bunch of different colors, remove it, and then do some more detail work. Let's do it. Victory Royale stencil is laid down nicely. That was a little tough. Same thing with the Fortnite over here and same thing with the gun. It's a little bit tricky laying down stencils on fabric. It doesn't stick as well. Patience is key when laying down stencils on canvas. So now we're gonna tape around this whole area so we can start laying down the blues on this panel. On to the second color, which is a darker blue. The darker blue is gonna go all around the edges without overdoing it to create a nice gradient. As you can see, I went in, added some detail work to the letters off camera. It was super time consuming, but it wasn't hard to do at all. All you needed was a tiny detail brush and a lot of patience. I also went in, added some triangles on both sides to add to the effect. You know, we're getting some progress done, guys. So far, so good. It's coming together nicely. So now we're gonna move on to the last panel, which is this front piece. All right guys, got the shoes fully taped up. While I was at it, I went ahead and laid down the stencil on the toe box. As you can see, it's the Llama. We're gonna lay down 2 different colors first, a light green and a dark green. The light green is gonna go in the center area, then the dark green is gonna go around it. Once the greens are laid down, we're gonna remove the stencil and get working on the Llama. All right guys, custom's pretty much all done. I'm gonna talk about the details back in my office, but first, since this custom is full canvas, I painted it all. I can't spray matte finish on it because if I do, it'll ruin it. It'll crust up the material. Matte finish is not what you wanna use on canvas. What you do wanna use is Reshoevn8r Water+Stain repellent. This stuff works amazing on mesh, canvas, you know, fabric materials such as this shoe. So we're gonna spray the entire thing, give it a few light, even coats. That way, when the person wears them, the paint doesn't bleed. If water gets on it, if soda spills on it, it'll spill right off and it won't damage the artwork. Let's spray it. All right guys, Fortnite custom is fully done. You guys have no idea how much work it went into the shoe. I did a lot of the stuff on camera, but unfortunately I had to do a lot of stuff off camera. There just wasn't enough time to do this during the day, so I had to come in on the weekend, had to spend a couple nights to finish all this stuff up. The shoe came out super awesome, exactly how I envisioned it. I wanted a lot of color. I wanted all the main things from Fortnite on the shoe. Originally, it started off as an all white Van. This part is probably my favorite, just so crisp, it's loud, the colors are nice. This panel was the easiest one out of all of them just because there was very little that needed to be done. The scar gun, it came out pretty good. I was impressed. A lot of detail went into it. At first, it was just a basic stencil. The brown piece and the black piece were sprayed on. At first, I was gonna kind of leave it like that, but I know in the comment section, you guys would have roasted me, you guys would have went in, and you know, I agree, it would have been lazy on my part if I didn't go in and try to implement the shading, implement all the little details, and I'm pretty happy with how it came out. Same thing on this back side, we'll move on. This part came out really, really clean as well. The blue is nice, just how I wanted it. It's two color blues, you can kind of see it. You know, it's a lighter blue on the middle, darker blue on the outside. I laid down the Victory Royale stencil. I went back in, colored the number 1 yellow, added this little, you know, shiny star thingy to make it pop, 3-dimensional. I also went in and added a bunch of tiny detail work around the letters, added some shading to make the letters really, really pop. Quite happy how they came out. It looks pretty factory overall. Now the last very piece, guys, that came out really good, better than I expected, was the infamous Llama. The Llama took forever, guys. I had to go in, added the scales, added the shading. Originally, it was just a stencil. It was very 2D-like, not 3-dimensional at all. You know, so I had to go in, add a lot of proper shading, you know, on the top portion of the head, on the chin, you know, on the neck, you know, just to really make it pop. The whole shoe came out way better than I expected. I hope you guys like it. It's a very colorful shoe. It's a very dope shoe. It's going on display. Johnny wants it. Johnny can't have it though. Johnny kind of sucks at Fortnite. So that's about it, guys. So before I leave you, there's a huge announcement coming. I'm not gonna say anything, but make sure you're following us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all Reshoevn8r social media, cause there's a huge announcement coming, guys, this week. I'll see you guys next Monday.